People always talk about betrayal like it's a thunderbolt, loud, sudden, violent. But the betrayal that ruins you? It's quieter than that. It starts with a smile, a nod, a gentle hand on your shoulder. Mine started with the sentence, "I'm proud of you, sis." Funny how the same voice that lifted me up my whole childhood was the one that shoved me off a cliff as an adult. My name is Ava Lennox. I'm 28, the kind of woman people underestimate on sight. Brown hair, brown eyes, soft voice, the polite type who listens more than she speaks. People mistake quiet for harmless. They learn eventually. I'd spent 3 years building my business idea. Not the cute vision board kind of building. I mean late nights, early mornings, coding until my eyes felt like sand. A mobile marketplace for local artisans, part community hub, part curated catalog. Something that made buying local feel personal again. I designed every screen myself, every icon, every flow, every decision. I worked with artisans in my neighborhood to refine it. Spent weekends at craft fairs studying what real customers wanted. I wrote a business plan investors actually complimented. I built branding that made vendors go, "God, this looks legit." My brother Daniel knew all of it. He was our family's golden boy from birth. Firstborn, loud, charismatic. The type of guy relatives brag about even when he hasn't done a damn thing worth bragging over. Me? I could cure cancer and my parents would say, "That's nice, sweetie. Did you hear Daniel's starting a podcast?" So when he asked about my project during Thanksgiving dinner, I didn't think twice. He sat beside me, carving his turkey, acting like he genuinely cared about my life. "So, what are you working on these days?" he asked, leaning closer. And like a fool, I told him. He listened, impressed, looked through my designs, asked smart questions, didn't interrupt, even said the words I'd spent my whole life waiting for. "Wow, you actually built all this?" Actually. One word. One blade wrapped in velvet. But I ignored the sting because hearing my brother impressed by me felt new, addicting. When he hugged me goodbye, he said, "You're gonna kill it Monday." Monday was my first investor pitch. Solace Ventures, one of the biggest early-stage firms in Atlanta. I walked into their lobby with my laptop, my portfolio, my best blazer, and hope. Real hope. The kind you taste in the back of your throat. The receptionist looked up when I approached. "Are you Ava?" "Yes." She paused. "Your meeting was cancelled." My stomach dropped. "No, I confirmed last night." She frowned, typed something, then said, "It says here you emailed us this morning and withdrew. Said you no longer wish to move forward." My mouth went dry. I didn't send that. Before I could finish, the elevator dinged behind me. 3 investors stepped out, laughing, talking, and surrounding Daniel, my brother, in my pitch meeting, holding a laptop case with my stickers on it. When he saw me, his smile froze for just a second. Not long, but long enough for guilt to flicker through his eyes before he smothered it. "Hey sis," he said, walking toward me like we were meeting by accident. "Didn't expect to see you here." He turned to the investors. "This is my sister, Ava. She helped with some early sketches, but I took the concept in a different direction. My concept. My work. My entire future." He stole it. My throat closed. I couldn't speak. One of the investors nodded politely at me. Daniel was just explaining his artisan marketplace idea. Very impressive structure. "Yeah, I should hope so. I built the structure." Daniel leaned close, lowering his voice. "You weren't ready," he murmured. "You'd have crashed and burned. I'm saving you from embarrassment. Trust me." Trust him. He walked into the boardroom, my boardroom, with my life's work tucked under his arm. I walked out of the building numb. I didn't go home right away. I just walked 15 blocks, then 20 until my legs shook and my throat hurt from holding in a scream. By midnight, the screaming wasn't inside anymore. It was silent tears that felt like acid. But here's the thing about people like me, the ones who stay quiet, who stay invisible, who stay underestimated. When we break, we don't fall apart. We sharpen. Around 2 a.m., I opened my laptop, not to mourn, not to reread his betrayal, but to plan. I backed up every file I had ever made, every timeline, every prototype, every version of my code. Then I messaged 3 artisans I trusted more than my own family. "Emergency meeting tomorrow, please come." They came. We met at a cafe, half awake, but furious on my behalf. I told them everything, every detail, every stolen piece of my work. One of them slammed her hand on the table. He can't get away with this. We'll help you, another said. I shook my head. I don't need comfort. I need strategy. And that's when I told them what Daniel didn't know. He stole my designs. But he didn't steal the heart of the platform. The algorithm. It was my secret advantage, a matching engine I built from scratch that made recommendations eerily accurate. It learned from buyers, learned from location, learned from patterns humans didn't even realize they had. I never showed it to Daniel. Not one line of code. His version could never work long term. He stole the skeleton, not the soul. I spent the next 6 weeks building. And I don't mean casually coding, I mean obsessively, relentlessly, 12-hour days, no social life, living on caffeine and adrenaline. Meanwhile, Daniel launched his stolen app renamed, rebranded, repackaged, but still mine at its core. He called it Artivio, like he thought throwing an EO at the end made it innovative. The reviews were hilarious. Search results are random. I can't find anything relevant. Why does the same seller appear under every category? Feels like the algorithm is drunk. The algorithm wasn't drunk. It just didn't exist. 3 months later, I launched my version, Artistry Hub. Polished, beautiful, smart. Everything his wasn't. Within a week, my user base exploded. Social media caught it like wildfire. Artisans told other artisans. Buyers told friends. It grew faster than I knew how to emotionally process. Within 2 months, I had a feature in a local magazine. Within 5, an angel investor offered me funding. And then, the inevitable happened. Artivio Daniel's knockoff shut down. He released a long, self-pitying statement blaming market conditions and development setbacks. Not once did he admit he stole something he was too incompetent to build. Our parents forwarded the announcement to the family chat with half-hearted sympathy. You worked so hard, sweetie. Don't listen to the negativity. You'll bounce back. I didn't reply. 2 days later, Daniel knocked on my apartment door. Desperate. Tired. Smaller somehow. Ava, can we talk? I let him in. He looked around at my new apartment, nicer, bigger, paid for by my success, and swallowed like he was sick. His eyes darted to my desktop setup. My pitch decks, my prototype boards. So, he said finally, your app is doing good. It's doing great. He nodded, wringing his hands. I've been thinking maybe we can merge. Combine your tech with my business connections. You know, rebuild together. No. He blinked. Just no? No. He sighed. You're being emotional. The laugh that came out of me was sharp, humorless. I'm being emotional? Daniel, you stole my idea. You impersonated me to an investor. You canceled my meeting. You tried to erase me from my own work. His face tightened. I made a mistake. No, you made a choice to sabotage me because you finally saw I was better at something than you. His mouth opened, then closed. No excuses left. I grabbed a folder from my desk and handed it to him. His hands shook as he opened it. Documentation of theft. Time-stamped files. Proof. He accessed my laptop without permission. Email headers. A drafted lawsuit. His face went white. Ava, please, don't do this. It's already done, I said softly. My lawyer sent the paperwork yesterday. And the investors you lied to? They're considering legal action too. He sank into a chair like his legs gave out. Tears pooled in his eyes, not from remorse, but from fear. Ava, please, I'll lose everything. You lost everything the minute you tried to take it from me. He stood slowly, defeated. I'm your brother, and you treated me like a stepping stone. I walked to the door and opened it. He didn't fight. He didn't yell. He just walked out like a man whose whole world finally caught up with him. The lawsuit settled 2 months later, quietly, expensively. He paid damages so much he had to sell his condo and move back in with our parents. Meanwhile, my company grew. I hired a team, opened a small office, signed our first major partnership. One day, while I stood in my corner office looking at the Atlanta skyline, it hit me. My brother stole my idea. And I didn't just survive, it pushed me into the version of myself I was always meant to become. Not by screaming, not by begging, not by letting the betrayal swallow me whole, but by outworking him, outsmarting him, outlasting him. Sometimes revenge isn't dramatic. Sometimes revenge isn't violent. Sometimes revenge is this: becoming the person they told you you'd never be, while they watch from the ground below you. If you've ever been underestimated by your own family, if someone ever tried to take credit for the work you bled for, leave a comment. Quiet women aren't weak. We're just deciding who deserves to see the fire.